What's going on, Pokepon crew? I am Michael. This is my brother Ariel. We run Ted's Pokepon here in Norwood, Ohio. Today we got some graded cards back, and we're going to go over the difference between PCG and PSA and some others before we get into the cards.
First things first, we're not affiliated with PCG. We don't, have anything. We just, like anybody else, we just send in cards. We use their express grading. They have a coupon code right now where you can get a express grading that's usually $50 for service for $20 right now. So we got these cards done for graded for $20 each. Altogether, to get everything shipped back to us, these 10 cards, it was around $230. Obviously, we had to pay for shipping there, so maybe around $250 altogether, so not terrible when you count on all the costs. We sent them out almost exactly, I would say, we didn't send them out, but we started the process 4 weeks ago. They got them, and let's say they got them on a Saturday. They started processing that Monday, and then 2 weeks from then is when I got the notice that they were going to be shipping them back to us, and it took another week. So from them actually getting and processing to them, they had them out, and then they got back to us. So I would say if you want to count the 7 to 10 business days as far as the actual process, they did meet that. Obviously, it takes a little longer for me to get the cards to them, for the cards to get back to us. But as opposed to 7 months or longer, some people are dealing with right now as other services, PSA's list continues to grow.
Tag is still slow.
Tag is still backed up. They're saying might be end of September before some of their lower tiers open. We have one that's been stuck in quality assurance with Tag for over a week now, and 2 others that have been stuck since the middle of April, orders with Tag. But I just want to go over, before we start going through these cards, the difference in as far as grading tiers, as far as the grades for PCG, and I'll put these up on the screen so people can see them. So the top grade would be a 10 flawless, which they encapsulate with a 24 gold carat
Plated tag.
Yeah. Tag, yeah. The label. That means it's a perfect card. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Centering, no surface defects, no corners kind of off cut or anything like that. That's pretty hard to get. It says less than 1% I think I've heard less than 1% of cards get that grade. Pristine. A PCG Pristine is a nearly flawless card with only minor visible imperfections. The centering must be within 50-50 ratio on the front and 60-40 or better on the back. So it has to be and they have the subgrades on the front of the cards, which is really nice. I like that. And a Gem Mint 10 is just a little below that. I want to point something out here. So the Gem Mint 10, the centering should be within 50-50 to 50-45 on the front and 60 or 40 on better on the back. If you look at a PSA 10, their restrictions are the same on the front, between 50-50 to 55-45 on the front, but 75-25 on the reverse. So it's actually tighter restrictions to get a Gem Mint 10 with PCG than with PSA. And a Pristine 10 is even harder to get, and Flawless 10, that's ridiculous. But maybe, you never know someday. If you go back to PCG, they do the 0.5. So they do have a 9.5 Gem Mint. So it's falls slightly short.
Would that be comparable to a PSA 10 with their grading?
A 9.5, well, let's read. I would say it would probably be more along the lines of that's the thing. It falls slightly short of meeting the standards pristine of a Gem Mint 10. The centering card must be within 50 ratio, 60-40 on the back. But just all the grades, the average is not as good as a Gem Mint 10 or a, obviously Pristine 10. But it's not a 9. It's a 9.5, and it says Gem Mint on there. So it's just below. That's a card that possibly could have been like a PSA 10, because it does keep the tighter as far as the centering ratios. So even a 9.5 Gem Mint has tighter ratios as far as the centering on the back than a PSA 10. However, just some other things, corners, surface, edges could be a little bit less. So you don't know there. And then for a 9, and you'll know a 9 if you see one, because it'll have a silver label, not a black label like the one we have staring at us there. Excellent condition. Centering should still be 55-45 on the front and 60-40 or better on the back. So their centering is even on a 9 is tighter on the back than a PSA 10. It's kind of funny. But without further ado, and the first card we're going to do is actually a card you pulled, Japanese One Piece. It even tells you foil super rare, Boa Hancock on the back, has a little QR code.
What does the QR code lead to?
It leads to just a picture of your card and the grades on it. You can also click on it and get a population report as well. But there you go. That's the one card in here that's not going to be for sale, because that's yours. I don't know if you wanted to sell it. If you'd like to buy it, leave a comment and maybe how much you want to pay to Michael in the comments.
So there are no sales on these. Have you looked at the cards?
I have looked at some of the cards.
Yeah, okay. So
yeah.
Any sales in PCG
I've not seen much as far as the sales, but just by the kind of momentum that's building and the requirements as far as, I mean, these are going to be hard to get. That's a pristine 10. That's not just a gem in 10.
The slab is a lot nicer.
You can't convey through the video how much thicker and more solid the slabs feel. I'm really impressed with the quality of the slab product.
So now we're on to
our cards. So Lytton, and these are all going to be cards from the first partner series 1, because
that's all we sent in.
That's all we sent in, because we had these and we're like, we want to get them graded, but it certainly wasn't worth $80 a card or higher to get these graded. This came back a pristine 10. So that's pretty awesome that it's a pristine 10.
I'm gonna get so you got centering, corners, edges, and surface listed on the front there. The tag's really nice in there.
The labels are awesome. I like the labels.
And these were also sleeved when they came back.
That's true. Now I did one of the sleeves when I was pulling it out to show our other brother. So I switched the sleeve so your card doesn't have a sleeve.
That's fine. So this got a 9.5.
But I appreciate that they did send them back in plastic sleeves, so you don't scuff up the cards in
I didn't notice they're in plastic sleeves.
On the inside, they are encased in a penny sleeve on the inside, which I appreciate.
Doesn't look as bad as some of those PSA videos I've seen.
Well, I've seen that lately, but that's because PSA is just doing a sleeve on the back, and sometimes it gets crinkled in the encapsulation process. But you can see how good it was, but it was a 9.5. So it's a gem mint, but it's a 9.5. So I would consider that probably, as far as market, should be equal to at least a BGS 9.5, Piplup, another pristine 10. So unlike some people who just sent some cards in, just to try it, these were cards we were looking for 10s. So that's pretty awesome. Obviously Piplup, a lot of people love Piplup. So this will be up on the website, and I'll put the prices on there too by the time this video gets up so people can take a look. But that's an awesome card. The nice thing is right now these cards are all kind of low right now for people as far as the values, just because it's summer and things are down a little bit.
Okay, so they have
they have the cert number on the back with the QR code. Yeah.
So you could still get cards sequentially if you wanted.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They are sequential. You can get them sequentially. The Rowlet 9.5. 9.5. So
surface 9. It's usually you want to look for like bubbles and stuff on these. But
It's tough though sometimes. Like they do go over, and this is human grading, but
I was going to ask that. It's all human.
Yeah, it's human professional grading, but we got it back in less than in an amazing amount of time.
Yeah,
obviously they're shipping both ways, but for them to complete the process,
so we're going to do a big order
in 2 actual weeks, 10. I think so. They have an affiliate program, and I'm thinking maybe I'll give them a call, at least explore that. We're not associated with them now, but just see, because apparently you can get better pricing, and maybe we'll think about, getting cards graded for customers. And any of our customers in the Cincinnati area, if you want to come in and take a look at these, I encourage you to just to see, even if it's a card you're not interested, just to see the difference in the slab quality, just how thick and heavy and nice they are.
We're not completely saying we're going to go with them exclusively, because if Tag picks it up again, those are
it is up to it's going to be up to the market whether people buy them or not, and what ratio they buy them at. For example, we have a CGC 10 out there, Gardevoir from Scarlet and Violet base. It's not a pristine 10; it's a CGC 10. The market on that's $100, where a PSA 10 is $250. So. Whereas, tags, I'm kind of been close to PSA 10s and a tag 10. So I kind of, want to see where the market's at. I'm going to try and price them as best I can. People buy them. That's great. We have our own website. We're not going to put these on eBay. So it's not going to be, just fans of us.
We'll see if these sell, and then we'll get another order together depending on how this stuff does.
Okay. All right. We'll see how it does. But okay, this was a cool one. Squirtle. Another Gem Mint 10. That's awesome. Great.
And then, so you can kind of already tell that it was a
9.
Yeah.
It was below a Gem Mint grade. So maybe we.
I'll take a closer look at that. Do they explain the way like Tag does? Because it's
no,
because it's
they don't.
Okay.
It's the subgrade. So you see, it got a 9.5, 9.5, 10, and an 8.5 on the surface. So that's probably, if you see in a bubble, that's probably why I got.
There's some I can't tell.
Oh.
Maybe there's what?
Is that a scuff on the there's like, sleeve or?
No, I can't tell actually. Take a closer look at that, but it looks like there's 3 marks across the top there.
Okay.
On the card.
Well, we'll have to, if we send in another order, we just got to be really careful because these are very, very tight tolerances as far as the centering and surface. And then we sent in 2 Charmanders. So 9.5. You see straight 10s across the board, but a 9 on the surface, and that was enough. Even though it had 3 10s, the surface was enough to knock it down to a 9.5.
Okay.
So even though I think we've done really well, I mean, it's not easy. These were cards that, and we had stacks of these cards, and that we went through and like, no. And these were the ones that we picked out to send in. And obviously we didn't have 10 of them. I had to throw one of your cards in to try and get a good order together so we can get some cards to sell. But even I did look up BGS 9.5, so those still sell for around, I think, $90. So that's what I'll probably be pricing these at.
Okay.
But I'll probably only put one out at a time just because, well, they do have different numbers. But, the other major difference, and probably the only thing that to me is when you look it up with the QR code, it just shows a generic picture of the card. It's not actually your card encapsulated. So when I make stuff, put things on our website, I had to actually take photos of these in the encapsulated as opposed to having that image on PCG's website. So but that's just for me. So how did we do? Like how do we do overall?
Well, I'm just looking through. So
we got,
just because we just use our eyes basically.
Yeah. We only got 1 9. Everything else was 9.5 or higher.
I'm looking at the centering grades, which are all 9.5 or 10s.
Yeah.
Besides for that was a 9.5.
Yeah.
And then the corners.
Yeah.
It looks like we did well on all the corners, so it's got to look at more of the surface on these. Okay.
So we just need to take our time, look a little bit better at the surface, because obviously they're going over it with a fine, I'm sure, magnification. But the reason we're doing this and trying to get these cards better and back much faster from a better service as far as time is we can't be waiting until February to get cards back.
No, you lose value on them. You've got a ton of money tied up in that.
Yeah,
that you need to turn.
And for a small business like us, graded cards, like last month, not 2 months ago, in June, they made a huge difference, graded card sales in our monthly sales. So for shops like us, it does make a difference having graded cards out for sale, and grading cards yourself does give you that better return as long as they're getting good grades. So you got to be careful about what you're sending in, obviously. Now,
and prices of all ranges. Like we're not just selling like $2,000 cards every day. It's $20 cards, $50 cards, $80 cards. Taking
a card that's raw $5 to a $50 value with only a $20 to $25 grading, then your cost is $30 and you're still making $20 on that. I know for some people that's trash. I understand some of you out there are just ballers and you just Moonbryons and that's all you do. But if you look at the percentages, that works, and if you do enough of it, that does work over time. But you need to have a grading service that can get it back to you. A, time period. B, reasonable cost, and this absolutely was. Now, whether we all admit no one's going to overtake PSA. I mean, what happened at the National, was it this weekend, past weekend, or the one before it, where they had such a long line of people who are willing to pay $700 a card to get it graded in person, that they actually, the line was so long, they were not able to get them all done in person that weekend, and they told them they would get them back to them in 2 weeks and gave them like a couple $100 discount or something like that. That's how crazy it still is. So all of you out there who thinks everything's crashing, there is still money looking to get cards graded, but my goodness, $700. I mean, what happens
Hopefully
when
you don't get that 7.
Well, what happens when you get upcharged over that?
Yeah.
But for smaller shops, and especially for collectors, $20 to $25 a card all in, shipping there, back, everything, is far more reasonable and a reasonable time frame. I know we've talked in the past how like the future is you have a kiosk in your store that does it. But if this was as far as the best return time we've ever done, without doing, we didn't do like a stupid expensive one, stupid expensive service. So, I mean, let's just add them up here. See what we got. So we got what? Couple 19,
9.5, 10,
9.5,
10, 9.5, 10, 10,
2 9.5s.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 9.
4 9.5. So half of it were under 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 10s, 5 10s. And were 3 of those pristine 10s?
Yeah.
So I think we did really well. I think that obviously we're going to see this week how the sales go with it. But I think that it might be time to send some higher end cards in.
We do have a good amount, just that
decent
we've been
amount
waiting on.
of higher end cards, and we might even send some sports cards in that we've recently got in, just because they're vintage cards and they'd be good. But I just want to go over their qualifications for sports cards, because obviously Pokemon cards have always been the same size, but sports cards sometimes kind of vary. So I got to be careful on that. But for all of you still watching, thank you for watching. If you want to, these are going to be up for sale. Ted'sPokepon.com. Check them out. If you like what you see, please buy it. We've got plenty of other single cards and other Pokemon products on there as well. But thank you for watching, and have a good day.